Hello, my name's Steve Townsend and I'm going to cook 4 pizzas tonight, but I'm going to show you how to do one at least. Very simple and quick recipe. I have prepared things because you may not be able to see that the time is 20 to 8 and I want to at least have one pizza by 8 o'clock, which is probably impossible, but anyway, let's go. We start with the sauce, which is mainly onions. And underneath the onions I have 3 cloves of garlic, although for one pizza you probably only use 1. Crush it and cut it up really finely as you can. Let's go. First problem, make sure you have gas. Big frying pan, or wok, but frying pan's better. A little bit of vegetable oil. I'm going to put an apron on, sorry about this. Just putting 2 in just to see when it starts to get hot. I've put the oven on as well, set for 200 degrees centigrade. Okay, that onion I put in is now starting to sizzle. Put the rest in, as well as the garlic. What I'm doing now is putting it to another ring and going to turn it down because I don't want to burn them. I just want them to soften. Smells great. That's bacon, by the way. It's for the topping, but we won't use that for a while. Just get stuck on the finger end over. I have everything prepared. Okay. In the sauce you have tomatoes. Because I'm doing 4, I'm using 2 tins of tomatoes, but 1 would be enough if you were just doing 1 pizza. So they were a little bit, they weren't browning, but they were definitely soft. So at this stage I'm going to put some herbs in, oregano or oregano, depending on where you come from in the world. But this is only mixed herbs because I haven't got any oregano. And it does just the same, it ends up tasting really nice. For 4, I don't know, 2, I would do like half or 2/3 if you were, just doing one pizza. To its taste really, you can sort of a couple of teaspoons of salt, which looks like this. Stock cube. I'm using beef. You can use vegetable obviously. Beef I think just has a stronger flavour in the sauce. And it's on the, you know, it's nice. Very similar to any other sort of Italian-based sauce, but my bolognese is very similar to this actually, except that I would add water with the stock, and in this case I'm not going to, because I want it to be quite a thick sauce to spread over the pizza. Oh, that's not easy. So I'm not adding any water, but I am adding tomato puree. Can't tell you the quantity, it's basically half a tube. So it'd be a couple of squirts if you know, it wouldn't be a great deal if you were cooking just one pizza. Okay, that's that. I'm getting on with the dough now. The dough is the next thing. Okay, that's that. I'm getting on with the dough now. The dough is the next thing. It's starting to boil. Turn it down and just let it simmer for quite a while. You can mix the dough with your hands. Sorry, I made some earlier. I'm doing 4 pizzas. The quantities I give you now are going to be for 1 pizza, but if you do 3 times as much, then you will end up with 4 pizzas. That's just the way it works. There's enough left over from pizza doughs and enough left over from what you cut off, and you can make that 4th one, which is pretty tough to roll out, but if you're persistent you'll get the 4th pizza. Oh, come on. Turn it off. Okay, so pizza is made of 225 grams of self-raising flour, which looks like that. If you're American, it's 1.5 cups. And then you have a teaspoon of salt. Teaspoons here. A teaspoon of oregano, or in this case mixed herbs. A tablespoon of cheese, grated. I think it acts as shortening. Where were we? Cheese and 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Make a well. Sorry. Okay, so this also needs water, obviously. It's going to get quite messy. So I'm going to use plastic gloves, so I'm sorry about this. Water is 150 millilitres, 150 millilitres. But when you do it in quantity, you've just got to keep going until it comes out the way you want it, and you can't, it uses an awful lot less water than you'd think. And you can do this on a bowl or in a bowl or on the surface. At the moment I'm going to do this in the bowl, and I'll shift the surface. I need some room, I guess. Smooth. Oh dear. Well planned. Ease your heart out, Jamie Oliver. There we go. Right, bit of water. Pour it over. And more. Keep moving it around onto the flour, onto the water, and now it's becoming a bit doughy. But I keep at the bottom, the flour always goes to the bottom, just keep moving it up. Okay, most of this is together. Put the flour down there. Try and pick it all up. Yes, that's too soggy. Okay, so let's go to the board now. Definitely have enough water. Sprinkle flour over. And then put your dough in. It's now 5 to 8, so that's 15 minutes I've been going. Keep the flour on the board, actually, but it's not sticking to anything, it's doing really well. used to use a bread dough for pizzas, which is quite thick, makes a very nice and thick, but it has to rise. If you don't let it rise, bread dough, then it just won't, it just comes out like a stone. It's just, it doesn't cook at all. But this is a better recipe because you never have to let it rise. We're just going to let it settle for a bit, and but I have to mix it all in to begin with. I'm sure there are better techniques, but this one works. Right, and so every time I'm pushing this now, there's hardly any creases, so I know it's very, very, very close to being the way it should be. I have got more, I just want to use it. Okay, we're there. That's what it looks like. So I'm going to roll it out so that, because I want 4 out of this. Whoops. Leave it like that for a bit. Cover. I said I'd do it by 8. I'm not going to be able to do it in 20 minutes because the sauce still needs to thicken a bit more, or reduce, but to thicken basically. And this needs to settle for 5 minutes, so I'll come back in 5 minutes and carry on. Okay, the sauce is thickening up a little bit now. This is dough has sort of eased out. It is definitely, it's more ready and more pliable. It's very, very easy to manoeuvre around now. I'm going to make it into sausage. As I say, if you're only doing one, well, not as I say, you'll only have one to worry about. Here I've got 4, so I'm going to when you cut off around the circle, you always end up with a bit of dough, so the last piece is going to be a lot smaller than the others. That's quite hard to gauge, but you do get used to, and I don't always get it right, but anyway, that's going to be my first one. There you are, something like that. Oops. So the last one is a lot smaller, but don't worry, well, you're not worried, I am. You're all about the same size. So I'm moulding it into a circle, like a big beef burger, massive beef burger actually. It's not beef burger. Put some flour on, and then I'm just going to roll it out. Put the flour on the wood. And to just keep going different alternate ways, turning it over, a couple of rolls in each direction to try and keep a circle. It's got to be as big as your baking thing. In this case is massive. At the moment you can see I've got quite a way to go, but it will roll out to that. some of my body weight into it now. There we go. I didn't cut in deeply, believe me. See, quite a lot left. That goes to number 4. And then we lift this guy carefully onto the plate and put him in the oven. There you can see it's quite flat and boring, but in the oven it's going to just get a bit of, I don't know what you call it, thickness. It's going to thicken up, it's going to rise a little bit. And it makes it a lot easier to, when it's semi-cooked, only partially, makes it a lot easier to spread stuff on and put stuff on and just to handle generally. I'm only going to do 2 for the purpose of this video, but I will do 4 tonight. The reason I do 4 is I have a main meal of pizzas tonight with myself and my son, and I think he's having someone to sleep over, so he can have something as well. And then we'll also have pizzas all weekend for snacks. We'll have a slice of pizza whenever we want it throughout the weekend, which is a really nice, easy way, I think anyway, to survive the weekend. Goes in the oven as well, and this is good. Don't forget your oven glove. You can see, or maybe you can't, but it's sort of risen already, just a few bubbles there. So I'm going to just turn it over. I want the other one done pretty much the same, not even, sometimes it browns a little bit, but if you can do it without browning, it doesn't really matter, as long as it's sort of partially cooked. The second one. Okay, I'm going to start off with this one. Sauce is reduced, it's nice and thick. I don't know if you can see in all that steam, but it is. It's nice and thick. And so I was just going to do 1, I just put on, but I'm going to do 4, so I split it literally into 4 and spoon out a quarter each. will be enough. May not seam it, but you just spread it out. Because it's been cooking for so long, all the herbs are in and infused, and the herbs are definitely cooked out. I can smell it, it's amazing, it smells great. I'll go as far to the edge as I can without going over the lines. Right, I'm sorry Muslim and Jewish friends. I haven't got any Jewish friends, but I do have Muslim friends. I'm using bacon on this one. This is rough bits of bacon, which are very, very cheap. It's like 80p, or I don't know how many cents for a kilo, which is incredibly cheap. But most of the taste is in the sauce, so it doesn't really matter what you put on. You can put whatever flavourings you like, but definitely put your toppings first. And these are just going to be bacon, and tomato, I guess. And then oregano, some herbs. And then a sprinkling of cheese. And what I haven't put a lot of cheese on here because I use mature cheddar. Cheese is actually not very good for you. Doesn't digest very well. There is calcium in it, but there isn't a great deal of other stuff which is good. For your stomach, it's hard to digest. So I get mature cheddar and put very little on. The same with everything I eat, but it's still. If you goat's cheese, not everybody likes goat's cheese, but if you just put little bits in, oh, it tastes gorgeous with the cheese. And this is normal, as I say, it's not fettuccine, it's not anything particularly Italian, but it will still be nice. It will be very nice. Just do this. Right. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's all well done. Let's take my pizza. Bacon, it's now 8:20. So I'd leave that for, I would say, 15 minutes. 15 minutes would be good. Of sauce. Come on. That's so nice. Anyway, you get the picture. I'm going to let it cook for a bit, and I'll come back when they're ready. Okay, there it is, all finished. That's the first one. Yeah, I don't know, it's quite large. There's going to be 4 eventually. I've already got another one in the oven. There's another one here and another base here. And still some left over. You can see a nice thin crust. Yeah, I'll carry on with the rest, but that's it. That's my pizza. Bye.